Good morning. This is the Cowboy Prophet. I'm sans the hat because I'm shooting at a different location. Anyway, the last thing I did, I talked about consciousness. I want to expand this a bit more because it's core to the understanding of your spiritual development and where we are as people. So I'm going to start off with, first off, I think most of you know that Einstein was responsible for the theory of relativity. Basically, which redefined our whole understanding of matter and how it interacts. But the father of quantum mechanics was Max Planck. Which was an astounding discovery. I'm going to read something that Mr. Max Planck wrote. Here it is further. I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as a derivative from consciousness. We cannot get behind consciousness. Everything that we talk about, everything we regard as existing, postulates consciousness. Okay, well, let's start with that. Here's the basic way it works. We were created as souls. As I explained in the last one, the first thing the Creator did was create light, or this consciousness, into this empty space that He basically removed Himself from, into which we as souls were created, companions of God, all of us at the same moment. Again, the narrative that we're carved off one by one is absolutely erroneous, and it leads to a failure to understand real deep spiritual insight, which is required for liberation. Originally, to make this really simple, consciousness was the movie we were watching, provided by the Creator, all emanating as a fractal type of an event, constantly evolving in and of itself. But we weren't happy with that. It's very alluring. And what happened is that we basically became engaged with the consciousness. Before, we were people watching the show, and we weren't happy with that, and we became actors. We became enmeshed within this. This is what happened. This is basically the core of sin. This is it. This is evil. Entrapment in within this consciously evolving splay across the universe. So it's like a heroin is what this is. It's become addictive to us. So we're here. We're stuck now. The aspects of this entail a plethora of different subjects. And to encapsulate them all in our current framework is virtually impossible because it's too big, too vast, there's too many aspects. It's like one of those disco balls with all the little mirrors on it. Each one reflects something different. But I'm going to talk about something right now that is germane to this. That is free speech. When you limit free speech, you limit basically your thoughts. Because speech is a derivative of thought. So what you think, you can say. So when people try to tell you that we have to curtail free speech in order to do this or do that. Now, our Constitution set it up correctly. We were the light on the hill. We were one nation under God. And in that framework, this excludes going out and issuing threats, murdering people, things like that. That is illegal. But the ability to state what you want is sacrosanct. So if you want to say that I think all the problems in the world are caused by the Eskimos, you have a freedom of speech to say that. The people that currently want to curtail this and box you in, it's actually a form of beginning mind control. Because if you have a thought and yet you realize you cannot say the thought, what happens is your understanding shrinks and shrinks and shrinks, and you're giving less and less and less. All of this basically evolves from our, let's just say, our fear of freedom. We all say we want freedom. That's not quite true. I'm going to read something here that was done by Sartre, John Paul Sartre, one of the first existentialists. And in this, what he stated perfectly well was that human existence precedes its being, meaning humans bear responsibility for their actions. Freedom always represents a burden because it means that you're responsible for your own existence and your essence. This same basic thought was spoken of by others, including Dostoevsky, Nietzsche, Kant, the ancient Greeks, and others. Man has a great fear of freedom. Everybody says they want it, but when it implies that you're totally responsible for yourself, that's where the problem comes in. Okay, I'm going to expound on this later. I haven't done this in a while, so I want to just sort of wet my feet again. Thank you. Cowboy out.